Let that out now.
All right, I'm ready, Mac. I'm ready.
Yeah, go.
What, you're already recording?
Yeah.
Dang, dude. All right. Welcome to the Pixel Kitchen Podcast, where we talk about anything on our minds over breakfast, lunch, dinner, honestly, anytime we feel like eating. I'm your host, Jarred, and with me are my co-hosts, Mac
Yo.
and Hailey.
Honestly, first time you didn't fuck it up.
Hell yeah.
You did that flawlessly. 10 out of 10.
Thank you. With 3 minutes of preamble.
Yeah.
You hype yourself up sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, Hailey, what have you been up to since last time you've been on the podcast?
Honestly, just work. I've just been so busy because I work 2 jobs and they're pretty physically demanding. So I've just been really focused on that lately.
All work, no play?
All work, no play. Barely any play.
You've had a couple parties.
We do have our Friendsgiving next week though, which I'm excited about. And my sister had a Halloween party last week, which was really fun too. And then our friend Joey had his birthday party at the beginning of last month. So yeah, you're not far off on being able to squeeze in some parties here and there.
Nice.
Mac, what have you been up to? I feel like it's been forever since I talked to you last.
It has been a little bit, and I haven't been up to much since last podcast. It's just been playing some games, and then dealing with BioShock 2, fighting me every step of the way just to be able to play it.
Such a shame. It's one
Oh
of my
man.
favorites.
First off, it kept crashing. And every fucking time it would crash, the autosave wouldn't save where I was at. So I had to play through the fucking level twice. And then I go to do it, fucking start it up yesterday to stream, and it deleted my save.
No!
So instead of fucking streaming yesterday, I had to do it again, and I have that save now backed up if it decides to fuck me again. Piece of shit.
Oh, technology. When we need it to be our friend, it betrays us the most.
From what I'm seeing, it's fully just the fact that it's the remastered version.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doing the fucking version I got.
I was gonna say, if you look that up on online, it's a common issue.
Yeah. From what I've seen, a lot of the issues that I was having is DX10 shit, because it was designed back in the original was designed back with graphics cards not having as much VRAM as we have today.
Mm-hmm.
So DX10 was designed not to utilize a lot. Now, with there being so much, they didn't fix it in the fucking remaster to take the set amount it needs. So it just eats a shit ton, reads it wrong, that it's taking too much, like it's overloading the video memory, and just crashing. And every time you quit to desktop, it asks if you want to save. If you do that, you could corrupt your save.
Peace.
Or randomly, the autosaves will just corrupt anyway. So everything I'm seeing, it's horrendous. Everything I'm seeing is just save periodically, tell it to only run in DX9, and then wait till it crashes again. Because fucking remasters from that era suck dick. It's terrible.
Not Mike Wazowski.
It sounds like a giant headache. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, it's not the worst one I've dealt with, but it's the current one, and it's annoying as hell.
This is very inconvenient.
Oh, 100%. But besides that, played Peak, played Repo, both new updates. Peak one looks interesting. Need to play it some more. Repo we need to play more as well because there's new monsters and shit. Excited to do both
Did
of
play
those.
both the day that they were both released. Funny enough, it's just we didn't do lots.
No, we played what? Maybe a fucking hour of Repo.
I think it was more. We got through at least 3 or 4 things. I'd say hour and a half,
All right.
which is I think about Geek's runtime too.
Hour and a half, yeah, which honestly wasn't really enough for Peak because we really didn't get too far.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think we went a quarter up the new fucking biome. Which is a nuts biome. And what? We seen 2 new enemies in Repo?
Yeah, enemies. No, 3.
Oh, we did 3. I forgot about the third one. Fucking the gambler, the clap. The fuck's the third one?
It's a bug.
The tick.
Yeah.
That's their names now.
There you go.
The gambler, the clap, and the tick. The tick is probably the actual fucking name for it. Besides that, I don't think I've done much. We did 1 session of League. We got everyone back together for League.
Nice.
Oh. That was a session and a half. Really was. Genuinely, it wasn't a bad time, but I don't want to go back to doing that 4 to 5 days a week again.
Ugh.
A couple days a week, just like when everyone's got time, I'm down for. Oh. Don't need too much League. It's rough. What have you been up to, Jed?
You know, besides the games that we played together, getting further in Pokemon.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't remember if I said it during the last podcast or not, but I got the shiny Dratini Dragonair. It's an alpha. Very happy about that.
Really didn't take too long either.
No. Yeah, especially in comparison to how long it took others.
Yeah, your Piplup.
Oof. Piplup. What a hunt. I've been playing my gacha games again. The stories for most of them have been getting pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, so glad to be enjoying Genshin, actually like playing it with the story in mind again. Nikkei. Oof, it was rough. The 3rd anniversary was Avengers, but it was Avengers Infinity War, not Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's a part 2 coming.
Well, there's something coming. I don't know if there's anything coming back.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a point of no return when it comes to dying in there. Like there's a lot that they bring Nikkeis back from, but when something is just like reduced to nothing but rust, and then it just goes into the winds and scatters, I don't think there's anything to save.
I don't know. Just fucking
Hey,
people
if they
thought that
figure a way
with
out,
Infinity War, and they just snapped the fingers and everyone was back.
yeah,
Did bullshit the way back.
I could see them figuring out a way with something called alpha particles, which is honestly really just their form of magic in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just rough watching, going from losing, turning the tides, definitive like hitting blows and winning, and then all of a sudden the you get to that point where it's like you're level 1 in a game and you're fighting the end boss that's got question mark for the levels, question mark for the health bars, skull on the health. You're like, uh-oh. And it just goes to town. Nothing you can do.
Mm.
Besides that, I've been also playing a little bit of Minecraft, having a little bit of fun there,
Nice.
just making structures, and getting a little bit back into Magic the Gathering arena.
Nice.
Yes, that's all I've been up to, really.
Not bad. Sounds like a
Not bad
decent
at
time.
all. Yeah, got some streams in. It's nice.
Yeah. Hopefully get more in.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough about me. What do we got on the list today? What's our
There's only one reason why I come back here on this podcast for the most part, and that's to read you guys Reddit stories. And I was telling Jared that I want this theme, if you can call it that, to be all about posts that have updates and posts about petty revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all like to read some petty revenge stories. Makes us feel better, you know? It makes us feel good.
Oh yeah.
ain't nothing like a good time with petty revenge?
Do we want to start with those, or do you want to start with an update post?
I'm good for either.
Let's do some petty revenge first.
All right. First one I have saved. It was posted 9 days ago. The title is PE teacher kept making fun of me because I was not athletic, and I made him vomit from exhaustion in front of the whole class.
Damn.
Gross.
This was well over a decade, but I wanted to share. I was born with a congenital heart disease and had surgery as a kid. I am completely okay, but sports was obviously not for me. I was small, skinny, and clumsy because I never really could do the typical outdoor stuff like most kids could. Got teased and bullied and yada yada yada. Typically for a geeky kid who didn't excel with football. In high school, we had a mildly problematic PE teacher, a typical sports dude who would make fun of the slower kids. I still remember how he ordered my overweight friend to do a gymnastics jump from a trampoline over a stool, which he obviously couldn't do, and he fell so hard he cracked his head. I found
Holy
peace
shit.
with myself. I know, Jesus Christ. I found myself with I found peace with myself long before and mostly didn't care and just took it. But it was stupid, and I hated how he always encouraged the jock culture of making fun of, quote, the nerds. We would constantly do basketball or soccer or football, and things about my specific condition is I have to sit down every few minutes to catch my breath. You would think what's wrong with that, but I was shamed about being the weak link of the class every week. I like sports though, like a lot. I was just always told by my parents and doctors to take it easy. And growing up, I noticed I had no problem whatsoever with endurance and steady long distance efforts. As long as I don't go red or my face isn't red, I could keep up for a good while. So it's not a surprise I fell in love with road cycling when I first saw the Tour de France on TV. I was super skinny, couldn't sprint, but I could climb a long mountain any day, pacing myself and blowing nearly anyone off my wheel on endurance. I got myself a road bike and never told anyone at school about my rides. Here comes the revenge. We had a class sports day, and there was a bus arranged to take us to the top of a mountain about an hour away where we were to go on a hike. Our PE teacher said that if anyone wants, he will cycle up there and we could join him on the hike instead of the hike itself. I was the only one to volunteer. He was surprised and commented something to the effect of keeping up and not gonna wait for you, but I insisted. He couldn't know I was more than capable to climb that mountain because he only saw me struggling with sports with him. He also couldn't know that was my home hill, literally starting a kilometer from my house. I did that climb 100 times plus and knew it if I was even blind, knew my pacing, and while I was no insert I don't know who this person is, but insert name. I knew I could probably drop my PE teacher at will there. For cyclists out there, the climb is 12.k kilometers and a 6.9% gradient, so super regular. For non-cyclists, a perfect climb for a lightweight rider with good pacing and stamina. So the day arrives, and I did my warm up, nutrients, and everything as if it was a life or death mountaintop time travel, and rock up at the school in my full racing kit and my racing bike. I was 17 at this point, weighed 55 kilograms, and totally prepared. He was totally middle-aged, overconfident ex-soccer player, probably weighing around 90 kilograms on a standard mountain bike. Super perfect situation. He sets a relatively hard pace on the 10k kilometer flat before the climb, and I didn't speak or take the front. I take my good time to get back on his wheel after intersections, and he probably thinks he will drop me the second we start going uphill. Then the climb starts, and it becomes very apparent to me, but not to him, that he is near his limit, but that it's at least 5 kilograms an hour slower than what I could do on that mountain alone. But I didn't attack him. That would not be satisfying. Instead, I start bantering how someone's getting dropped today, and it would be embarrassing if the whole class sees that I beat him. And then I take over the pace and slowly turning the screw on him. I only went a little faster, then a little bit more. I knew after 3 kilograms, he was in the red. So I ease off, keeping him just slightly over his limit for the next half an hour. I wanted to make him suffer, but without dropping him. I let him recover for a tiny bit if he starts looking too bad, but then I would slowly push the tempo up to make it as painful to him as possible. It was Tour de France level mind games, and I don't think I have ever enjoyed myself on my bike more. We made it near the top together, and I let it rip on the last 300m or so, and it was the typical humiliation attack every amateur group ride cyclist knows. He dropped like a stone. I got my revenge and was very happy with myself. He said something about his heavy bike, and I kept my mouth shut. But it got better. On the top, he was clearly dead. So much so that he had to vomit in the parking lot. And if only a few classmates saw it, everyone knew. He had to sit out the hike after, and I just quietly sat there with him because I didn't need to do the hike like I promised, and just looked at him enjoying the sweet revenge. I didn't say anything after that, nor did he. But he never made any comments to me in PE class again. Lesson of the story: don't bully your students. They might surprise you. Damn.
Teachers like that fucking piss me off.
Yeah, I tend to believe that this story is like actually real because there are PE teachers that are just so degrading towards the students that are, quote, unathletic.
Yeah. It's not even just PE teachers.
And what sucks too is that, like, that like PE teachers or like sports coaches or stuff in schools, like, they get away with a lot of shit.
They get away with too fucking much.
Yeah, I agree. Too much. It's just like, okay, like, I understand you have star players, but they're still students in a school, they need to be held accountable. Oh no, like, but this game means so much to us, or like, oh no, like they need to learn because like how are they ever going to be fit and healthy when they grow up? And it's like they're kids. They're allowed to make these decisions now before they actually reach adulthood. Like, don't mock them for it, or don't
Yep.
like enable their behavior to think that they can do whatever they want, because life is not full of forgiving people. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
They're definitely getting better, though. I mean, there's a lot less of that when I was in school,
Mm-hmm.
so I do know of it happening.
Mm-hmm. Someone did say in the comments, I'm sorry, I need to go back to the overweight kid that cracked his head. What happened? Is he okay? What happened to that guy? And luckily OP responded, he went to the ER, got 2 stitches, and life moved on. Standard stuff 10 years ago in my Eastern European country. Because yeah,
Standard stuff.
who would do that? And someone else says, reminds me of a PE at my school. I was absolutely terrible at PE because my depth perception isn't good. I'm absolutely incapable of catching a ball that is thrown towards me. I was, of course, bullied for this. Then one marvelous week, we had inline skating as preparation for a ski trip. Most people borrowed the scrappy gym inliners. I rocked up in a pair of battered and scared hard shell skates with the middle wheels removed and the bottle caps woven into the laces. At the time, I did hardcore street rides almost daily. The whole shebang, curb jumps, downhill speeding, and all sorts of dangerous stuff. I also had a gnarly scar on my chin as a trophy. Everyone was warming up, and I was already trying to reach max speed and trying to figure out how to do hard grip maneuvers on the slick gym floor. It was actually real fun. Grip was horrible, but it didn't matter, as slamming down at full speed on the smooth surface wouldn't rip you to shreds, so it didn't matter. No one really expected the unsporty nerd to go full amok with inline skates. And I'm seeing a lot of people sharing their experiences with shitty PE teachers. So, like you said, Mac, it's not an uncommon thing that
No, it's
really
not.
shouldn't be happening.
Surprising enough, that was one of the teachers in my school that wasn't a shithead.
I just had a conversation with someone the other day. I actually enjoyed my PE teachers. I only did like PE and in middle school because my PE in high school was dance. So yeah, mine are pretty lovely actually. But that's a minority.
Yeah.
But this kid smoked his PE teacher, and good for him, because especially because
Absolutely.
it's not just his athletic ability. You're essentially bullying someone that has a congenital heart condition. Like, wouldn't you think, just not only as an educator, but just as a person, want to do everything you can to, not want to push his limits?
Right.
Not send him to a fucking hospital.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't they have like a plan to like still include him, but then like have like protocols or something to help him out if it gets too much for him?
You would think.
Or, you're in school, maybe educate your class on like why he stands out from everyone else, and just don't treat him any differently because of it.
You would fucking think, but some teachers are just too in their own asshole for themselves.
Very true.
It's that problem with jock culture, especially if they never get out of that cycle and
Yeah.
to go to become a coach, just kind of do that.
Yeah.
Horror.
Moving on. Next one. This was posted only 3 days ago, so this is really fresh. Make me stay late? Okay, I'm taking a lunch then. Something you would do at your last job, Jay.
Hell yeah.
I originally posted this story in malicious compliance. However, it wasn't malicious compliance, so it was removed. Now I'm going to rewrite the whole thing here because it's more appropriate towards the topic. At my job, it used to be when you are done with your assigned tasks, you go home. Well, my assigned task would not keep me at work past 3 p.m. If I rushed and skipped all my breaks, I could usually be home by 1 p.m. I would still get paid for the whole day, though. Recently, we got a new boss who added a lot of our workload. A lot to our workload. I hired a bunch of new employees too, and now it was taking me a little bit longer to complete my task. She also made a new rule that must go help a new employee before going home. If I rushed and skipped all my breaks, I could still make home by 5. Then she changed the rules again, now saying nobody goes home until everyone is done. Nowadays, started getting longer, the workload was increasing, and me being a dumb idiot was still working without taking any of my breaks in a desperate attempt to go home early. Then one day, soon after the last change to the rules, I finished my task, helped someone else, and had 12 hours on the clock at that point. I get back to the office only for the new boss to stop me and say, there are still workers out, so you need to get back out there and help them. Nobody goes home until everyone's done. She then told me to call a new employee who was lagging and behind. At this point, I was pissed, and I haven't had any breaks. I am tired, and I just want to go home. Then the idea struck me. I called the new guy who needed help. He was a 20-minute drive away and was almost done, about 30 minutes of work left. Perfect. I clocked out for lunch as I left the building, drove the work truck down to Wendy's and had a nice relaxing 30-minute lunch. Clocked back in and called the new guy and he was done and on the way back. I drove back to the office, met a rather angry lurking new boss. You didn't go and help so and so. I said, nope, I took a required lunch.
That's right.
Excuse me. Nope, I took a required lunch and could have taken my 2 required breaks too. This started a whole new thing. Not only am I going to take my sweet time with my task, when I am done with my task, I go straight back to the office. If they try to send me back out, I'll clock out for my lunch and both my breaks right in front of management. If they still need my help when I get back from break, I will go and help them. It's starting to catch on with the older workers like me. We are all going slower now and taking our breaks at the worst possible times. Every day is a 12-hour shift, but at least it's an easy 12-hour shift with a little bit of petty revenge.
Hell yeah.
Love to see it.
Like, I'm sorry, 12-hour day. Like, if he's not the only one that's not taking breaks in between, what the fuck is this new boss's problem? Like, that's not legal, is it?
You wouldn't
I
think.
guess it depends on where the state is, as well as how large the company is.
Yeah, that I can see. That's just crazy though. Like, you didn't help so and so. No, I just took my lunch and I could take my other breaks if you want me to. I love that line so much.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Someone says, I'm not sure how much you get for your daily rate, but it sounds like it's time to decide if it's still worth it. I think if I went from getting off between 1 to 3 to suddenly staying past 5 with no pay increase, I'd be weighing my options. When you look at it hourly, is it still really worth it? And Opie says, our tasks are supposed to take 12 hours to do, so we get paid for a 12-hour shift even if we are done in 4 hours. We only get 1 day off, so I used it to bust my butt to get home early. Anything not related to our assigned task is already paid out as hourly. Okay.
Not bad.
Someone else says, so you get paid for at least 12 hours a day, and then if you help someone else with a task that's not assigned to you, you get paid hourly for that on top of it. And Opie says, yep, well, paying, but a bit confusing and a bit too much work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this new boss gets the hint and revokes all the new protocols she put in on herself.
So dumb.
Do you think they will? I don't think bosses ever get the hint.
I don't know. Because it said at the end, everyone else is starting to do it, so.
Hell yeah.
Green Alliance. Avenge. Speaking of terrible shift leads and bosses, there is another one that has like shift leader in the title. Posted 25 days ago. It is titled, "My shift leader tried to tell me I couldn't go on an early break because I couldn't walk. So I quit in the middle of my shift on our busiest day."
Hell yeah. That's what I like.
So a bit of relevant information. Back in January, I found out I had a tumor. Oh, I'm sorry. In my tibia and in my left leg, and it was pretty bad. I went for an appointment with a surgeon in April, and he told me I couldn't work at that time because of the risk of snapping the bone. So had my surgery in June and finally returned to work about 2.5 weeks ago. Even though I returned with no restrictions, I was warned I still have to be careful because it's still fresh, and if I push myself too hard, it could end badly. So this previous Sunday, I was working and this was our busiest day. I was curbside shopper and I was on carryout. About an hour and a half into my shift, my leg started hurting so bad I couldn't walk. I wanted to cry in pain because of it. I asked my shift leader if I could go on my break 20 minutes early because I couldn't walk and needed to just rest so I didn't cause a problem with my leg. She responded with, "I'm in pain too. This is a team effort, and unless you have a doctor's note, you can't leave break." By the way, I did have a doctor's note. So about 5 minutes later, she let me on my break anyway after taking a breath. I thought I'm done with this, and I've had multiple issues with her before, and nothing was ever done. So after my 15-minute break, I went to a manager and said, "I'm done. I quit." Walked to the time clock and clocked out. Few minutes later, I got paid to my department, and I just kind of laughed. My main boss showed up to work a few minutes later as I got my groceries, and I was checking and was checking out. He walked by, gave me a side glance, and turned his head away, and he looked really mad. After all the stuff I had to go through, I was done. I left in the middle of my shift on our busiest day, and I opened all this week. Good luck with them. This was my petty revenge.
Love that.
Perfect.
This is exactly what I was thinking in the first comment. It says, "You quit and then you bought groceries for yourself before you left." That's so funny. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, wait. You clock out. You're like, "Well, I'm here. Might as well get some groceries for myself." And you see your now ex-boss walking by. You pay for your groceries and just like, "How's it
It would have been
going?"
even better if you
Yeah.
started getting your groceries before you quit and just bought them, then quit.
Mack.
Would have been great.
That's what I would have done. I'm like, you're paying me for all the time I'm in here.
No, I love it. I love it. I picked this one specifically because I don't know what you would do, Jared, if someone did this to you.
Quit? Like on the spot?
No,
Or,
no, it's just well, maybe that, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely quit on the spot. Shit's funny.
Can't blame you.
Because I think you've gained a lot of pettiness too because of your last job. So
Yeah.
Understandably so.
like I wouldn't have been surprised if you set the place on fire.
Fuck them.
Come on, let them burn. Right, next one.
Here.
This one is really fresh. It was only posted 7 hours ago. Still my boba drink? Say goodbye to your beer.
Not the boba!
Not the
No!
that was another thing I wanted to say. I'm like, oh, I picked this one thinking about Jared because I was like, oh, I don't want to think about what would happen if Jared's boba drink got stolen.
I'd be so upset.
My sibling is an annoying waste of space and should not have been brought into this world when my
Damn.
mother found out she was pregnant soon
Damn.
after birthing her first child.
Please.
It says something else. I had to reword it on the spot because, like, I ain't saying this word.
Fucking.
I ain't
Damn.
saying this word on the internet. Let me say it again. My sibling is an annoying waste of space and should have not been born when my mom found out she was pregnant with them soon after birthing her first child. They were an accident, and mom told me she was planning on not having it, but then changed her mind. Ugh. It literally says, ugh.
Egg.
They're always inconveniencing every single person for their convenience, and tonight I found out from my sister-in-law that they had taken my boba tea from the fridge. I was saving that for when I got
Bitch.
home.
How
How dare
they?
you? Said they would buy me another, but I didn't want it. I asked in the family chat if anyone had taken it. They've seen the message but not owned up. Well, then you could say goodbye to all your beer in the fridge. They filled an entire level with their beer and wine and no one else's drinks because I've shaken half the cans inside, so have fun opening them.
Nice.
That's it. That's like literally the whole
I would have just put a pinhole in the bottom, drained them all, and then put them back.
You know how people like poke a hole in it when they try to like shotgun it or whatever
Yeah.
it's called? Yeah, just do that to every single one of them. So then when they pour it, it just gets all over them. Be like, oh, what the hell?
Oh, I would just empty them all before putting them back in the fridge. So they get the fucking hatred of, I'm so excited to be able to drink this. Fuck, there's nothing here.
No, I want that shit to spill on them so that they could just keep getting one being like, well, maybe this one's not infected. Spill. Damn it. Maybe another one spills. Ah, man. This other one spills. What the heck is going on?
Is that is an option?
Why not just drink the beer?
Because beer sucks ass.
It does.
I'm very picky with beer.
Okay, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Take off all of the tops of the cans, and then you take those tops and you put them on a different drink, your beverage of choice. People don't like sparkling water, so you just put them on top of sparkling water, then put the what's it called? The like paper part of like the cans around it so that it looks like a beer can. Just drink it. It's like sparkling water.
It's also not a bad idea.
I know that. I'm like, actually a
It's a
well
lot of
thought out
work though.
plan.
It is.
I mean, if you have the time, might as well.
That is true.
All right, we got 2 more petty revenge stories for you guys, and then we're gonna get into update posts.
Update.
This is good though, 'cause, like petty revenge is just like
right
rapid
back.
fire.
Yeah.
Framed and fired while the boss was away. I took him down with me. Many years ago, I worked at, let's say, a Mexican Subway. I was in high school and really enjoyed working there with some of my friends. One girl I had known since 3rd grade. We had a kitchen manager who we'll call Jude. Jude was an absolute creep show of a 27-year-old guy. He drove a loud car, thought shouting in your face made him cool, and bragged often about having 2 girlfriends, one 18 and one 35. This wasn't all
Gross.
to know about Jude. I know, bleh. Just bleh. One day after work, my friend and another girl from work were complaining about Jude. I listened in horror as I found out about Jude's other hobby. Frequented attempted SA of girls at work. From gropes and rubs to inappropriate questions. You name it, he did it all. Pause, I gotta
the
shake out the
fuck?
heebie-jeebies. I gotta shake out the heebie-jeebies. Ugh, I don't like that.
That's
I don't like that at all.
fucking insane.
The worst move he pulled was following a girl into the walk-in fridge, turning out the light and blocking the door while suggesting they engage in physical activities.
Fucking what? Excuse
Why
me?
is this man not fired? Well, it's gonna get there, but why wasn't he fired
Why is he not in
sooner?
jail?
Why is he not in prison? How is no one beating him with a bat?
It's fucking disgusting.
I felt sick. So do I. I had no idea this was going on. I knew he was deplorable and gross, but not that bad. Now for a quick aside. I've never been a particular fit gentleman, and I never liked to let people know too much about myself if I didn't like them. So Jude didn't know that I was a purple belt and an assistant instructor in a weird hybrid martial arts class. A friend taught that he said was a mix of jujitsu and Hawaiian bone crushing. No idea how real the second one is, but needless to say, I wasn't too keen to sit back and let Judd keep creeping on girls. One day, I saw one of my friends going into the fridge, and right behind her, you guessed it, was Judd. I dropped what I was doing and went to the fridge. Inside, my friend had her back to the wall as Judd stood by the door, lights on this time. I told my friend to leave the fridge, which she did in a hurry. Just me and Judd now. I walked up and got right in his face. He began to explain what I had walked in on, and I cut him off. If I ever hear you saying disgusting crap to a girl ever again, I will beat the F out of you. He again started talking, got a mad face, but I shouted, "Do you understand me, Jude? I hear anything at all about you again, I will hurt you. Then I'll report you to the police. Trust me." Then I left and turned the lights off on the way out. A few days later, I get a call on my day off. A coworker asking where I am. Turns out, Judge changed the schedule the night before and just forgot to tell me. The next day, it happened again. My 1 p.m. shift suddenly was opening and I was late again. This happened a third time and I was fired by a visiting regional manager while our GM was gone on a TV show. It was obvious what had
Damn.
happened, and I wasn't going to take it lying down. Now, this was mid 2000s and online ordering was literally brand new. That meant websites were not very secure, and I knew both the busiest times of the day and the items we ran out of the most that take forever to remake. Every day, a week after I was fired, I would go to their website on my grandma's computer, make a fake name or three, and order hundreds of dollars of very complicated burritos, everything with extra sour cream and guac, goopy messes that sucked to roll, hard tacos, which
Gross.
we only made like 4 to 5 sets of per shift with double meat, all for 5-minute pickup windows at peak lunchtime hours and dinner rush times whenever Jid would be working. In that time, I ordered probably well over $1,500 to $2,000 worth of food that never got paid for and had to be thrown out. By that time, I had no friends still working there, so I felt zero remorse for the chaos. I found from a coworker that 2 weeks after I was let go, Judd was fired. Turns out being the manager when thousands of dollars are thrown away and wait times for food balloon far past the accepted limit is enough to finally fire the guy everyone hated. I never told my friend what happened in the fridge, and I wouldn't do it any differently if I could. Also, my cousin may or may not have used his tire shop tools to remove Judd's valve stems one particularly dark evening. Hard to get to your girlfriend's house when you can't air up your tires. I realize this story is a little all over the place, but it did happen as I was told. I have a lot more ridiculous stories, like when I arrested a drunk driver as a high school kid, not once, but twice. If people are interested, I'll find somewhere that I can post that story with more of my experiences, including that one. Thanks for reading my ramblings. Goodbye for now.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god,
That guy's a legend.
he's a legend.
That's so funny.
Oh
That's
my
great.
god, he's like a hero. He was a hero to his coworkers. It's like, who the hell was gonna stand up to this creep?
You gotta tell me if they ever put any if they ever posted anywhere that other story about the arresting a drunk driver as a child.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't say anything about that. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that story he mentioned at the very end, but oh my god. The fact that this was like enough for someone like him that doesn't really open up to people that he doesn't like to just like raise hell on him, I was like, yes. Be the hero that these girls need, because he's a creep. And thank God for, was it his cousin? Thank God to whoever was it. Yeah, it was his cousin. He said, "Oh, and my cousin may or may not have used his tire tools to remove stems on one particular dark evening, so he let out air in his tires."
Nice. Love to fucking see it.
I wonder if he had AAA.
Hope not.
Yeah, but that guy's a creep. I hope he is not doing well. Hope he has
No.
wet socks and a warm pillow.
Not the wet socks.
Yeah, because they suck. Wet socks suck.
The pit socks.
They fucking. I know. Trust me. Hate them.
Especially in California when schools don't have the proper precautions when it's raining, so everyone's shoes just get wet during the day.
Yeah.
Last petty revenge story. Tracked down and confronted Lyft driver that stole my AirPods.
How dare they?
Damn.
I was visiting.
Can you track your AirPods if you're paired with your phone?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like Apple products, like they are very good on like having the option of like tracking your devices without an AirTag. Because like even like with AirTags, that like connects everything to the Apple account to the user that it's supposed to be for.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was visiting some friends in another city and I dropped my AirPods in the back of a Lyft leaving a bar. I realized the next morning, sent the guy I lost an item report, and he claims he doesn't have them. I go back home and forget about it. Until about a day later, I see and find my blank on my phone that they were being charged and actively used. I see them moving all around the city as a driver would. Now, I'm not usually a spiteful person, but this was brazen theft. Unlucky for him, I had some free time, and 2 weekends later, I tracked him down in a car with those same friends. Found my app led us to a Chuck E. Cheese, and we found his car in the lot. I know, of all places. Of all places, a Chuck E. Cheese?
It's
Yeah.
wild.
I explained the situation to the security guard and showed him a picture of the Lyft driver. The security guard led us right to him, and I asked him, "Are you name?" To which he nervously responded, "Yeah." I just bluntly said, "You stole my AirPods." His family had to leave the Chuck E. Cheese to his car parked in the lot, and got to watch him awkwardly put them in the case and hand them to me. I felt bad, but come on, doing that is insane.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. That's just funny. It's like when you get there. What was he even doing at Chuck E. Cheese? Is he staying there playing games? What the hell?
Like, I don't know. It said he was there with his family, so I don't know. Maybe like his kid's party or like a nephew or niece's party.
Hey, okay, I guess.
It's just so random. Of all places, a Chuck E. Cheese.
I know, right?
Maybe he likes the pizza.
He just really wanted to feel like a kid again, you know? But then reality decided to hit him in the face because he stole something.
Is your name blank blank? You've stolen my AirPods.
I know, he was
But
so
they were
blunt too, which like, you know, sometimes you just got to get straight to the point.
100%.
Someone said, "That's straight up justice, and I'm here for it." Bravo, OP.
Yeah, for real.
Someone said, "I couldn't imagine wanting to steal something that was inside someone else's ear." No, like literally. You don't know where those AirPods have gotten through. You never know. Some of them might have dropped in the toilet.
I get that to an extent, but you can clean them.
You gotta clean them, regardless. Someone else said,
Took 2 weeks to track them down.
I know, 2 weeks, damn. Someone else said, good for you. Don't feel bad. He's not stealing bread to feed his family. Some people are sorry. Others are just sorry that they got caught. What a loser.
Yep.
But two, good for you. I hope he learned his lesson. But Chuck E. Cheese has a security guard? And OP says, a result of the joys of dealing with Bostonians, I imagine.
Straight up Boston openness.
Who's getting turned at a Chuck E. Cheese in Boston?
Boston's a place.
They have
It's a place of all time.
They have stuff at Boston. Stuffy stuff.
Stuffy stuff.
It's just that general New York area.
Yeah, true.
They all have a way of doing things.
Yeah.
Slightly different from each other. But to the people outside of that area, it all looks the same.
It's like Chicago, Boston, and New York. Like New York City. They all kind of like have the same vibe.
Yeah. Not a bad vibe.
What is that vibe?
Yeah,
Just
not a bad vibe per se. But in terms of like experiences, when you're in those cities, it's very similar.
Yeah.
I never been to either one.
I've only been to New York, but I really want to go to Chicago.
Do those lights make you feel brand new? And those streets inspire you?
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for update stories?
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Because that was all the petty revenge I found.
Right on, right on.
All right. Some are just like some are actually relationship advice, and then some are from Am I the Asshole? So a good mix. A good mix. This one in particular is from relationship advice, and it's titled, I, 26 female, got a message saying my husband, 28 male, is cheating on me. The message was from his ex-girlfriend's best friend.
Ex-girlfriend's best friend.
Ex-girlfriend's best friend. The best friend a guy or a girl?
Both.
This was actually posted originally in 2020, so a little bit while back. So a bit of background. He and I have been together for 6 years. We have a pretty solid relationship, never get into arguments with each other. He's very open and is willing to openly express how he's feeling or what he's thinking, and we are always on the same page about things. Before we got together, my husband lived across the country, about 4 states away. We met because of work, of course. Because of a work course, and we hit it off right away. So kept in touch for the next year via text until he decided he wanted to be with me, so he transferred his job over to the city I lived in. We've been together ever since, and things have been dandy. A year before we dated, husband dated this chick, Charlene, for about 2 years until she left him. I knew about her, but have never met her or even given her a thought until a few months ago into our relationship, when husband received a text from her. Charlene texted him to say she thinks I hacked into her social media profiles. He asked her why this was, and she didn't give much of a reason other than to say she's been hacked. So I handed over my devices to my husband to show him I definitely did not hack into any of her profiles, and I don't even know how to do that. So he texted her saying, sorry, but it wasn't me, and he didn't know who it was, and that was that. Then a few days later, husband started getting weird texts and calls from people he didn't even know, saying odd, vulgar things. We didn't know why till his friend told him. Charlene posted a status with his phone number saying, this person has hacked into my profiles and is stalking me. Husband doesn't have her social media, so he had no idea. Nothing really came of it. He managed to block the numbers, and thankfully, the harassment didn't last. Flash forward to 5 years now. We haven't heard from or about Charlene at all and promptly forgot about the whole thing. Husband's sister just had a baby in the town husband originally came from and where Charlene lives. And since he hasn't been there in like 6 years, we decided to go and see his family. We go down and everything is cool. And he reaches out to some of his old pals to say hey, and we meet a few of them. Over the next few days, I get a random friend request from girls I don't know, two to be exact, who are from this small town. It shows husband isn't a mutual friend with any of them, and I ask him who these girls are, and he says he doesn't really know, but one seems familiar and he might have gone to school with one of them. I think it's weird and just delete the request. Then the next night, I get a message request on Instagram. It's from a different girl I don't know that also lives in this town. She straight up tells me she knows my husband from childhood and he's been messaging her on Tinder. She sends me screenshots of my husband messaging her saying he's around and wants to hook up or something. I immediately show my husband, of course, and right away he drops what he's doing and hands me his phone. Excuse me. He unlocks it, tells me that isn't him, and he wants me to go through his phone so that I feel reassured. I go through everything: messages, Instagram, social medias, etc. I look at his apps, there's no Tinder. I go to his search bar, still no Tinder. He opens up the App Store to show me it's not downloaded. He downloaded Tinder and entered in his phone number into the login from where I'm from. If you go into the login, and it didn't have his number registered. We look at the messages again, and he recognizes the girl as one of Charlene's best friends from college. Now, there are a few odd things with the Tinder screenshots this chick sent me. It says husband's account is verified with a little check mark. His profile picture on Tinder is a really old one from his brother's Facebook, like 3 or 4 years. His brother is the only one still friends with Charlene on Facebook, and it's the only lone photo of my husband on brother's profile. It's a photo husband actually hates because he's not smiling and he has his tongue out, but his brother keeps it up anyways to bug him despite my husband asking him to delete it to no avail.
Sounds
And the
about right.
way and the way husband talks in Tinder screenshots is a bit different than how he usually texts to me in general. It's very expressive. Hey, how are you? Remember me? And he usually doesn't type like that. But there's the one thing that's just weird that makes me feel uneasy. The message exchange on Tinder are throughout the day gradually and not back and forth right away. It's just happened that whenever husband replies, it was only 2 times we weren't together during the day. Like this. Husband at 2:30 p.m. Hey, how are you? Remember me? Girl. Yeah, hey, what's up? Husband at 5:54 p.m. Not much, just visiting my sister. So at 2 o'clock, I had ran to the grocery store and was texting husband what I should grab for his sister's house. That's why I know the time. At 4ish, we arrive at his sister's house after helping with supper. Husband uses the bathroom. He's not in there long, but I send him a text with a poop emoji to be silly. That was at 4:53. So the fact that it's around the same times where I'm not around him is unnerving. Though the screenshots show they talk for longer after, but I can't see the times for the rest of the convos, and frankly, I don't want to message this girl and ask for more because it all just seems sketchy. Anyways, husband has never really been on his phone in general this whole trip, so it's not like I see him sitting in the corner constantly texting somebody. The people we met up with from his school the other day are close friends with Charlene and the girl who messaged me, so they could have easily told them we were there and we were visiting his sister. It's a bit of a weird convenience that this girl who's friends with Charlene happens to reach out to me while we are down there for the first time in 6 years, specifically to visit his sister. We also just purchased a condo together 3 days before, so it doesn't make sense at all why a husband would decide to cheat on me now. Not to mention, why would he decide to hook up with Charlene's friend while I'm with him on this trip? LOL. Why would he use that super old photo from Facebook that Charlene has access to? Plus, he surrendered his phone immediately and showed me everything once I talked to him. The only thing that rattles me in my brain is the profile verification and the times the messages were sent. What do I do? Oh God. Okay, before we get into the update, what does everyone does anyone have any theories? Because I have a theory.
I got nothing. Good?
Yeah, we're good.
No, on
No
my
theory.
end, yeah, Jared didn't come through yet.
That's something.
Mm.
I don't know. I just the girlfriend trying to start shit to get back together.
Is it
Like the ex.
Yeah, my theory was that the ex made this profile. The ex made this profile and she's just using her friend as bait to try to like break up this relationship. Like it was just Charlene and this friend like messaging each other back and forth. But how would she know? Like the time is weird because like how would she like get these times so almost accurately?
It only happened in one set of messages, right? Like she only described it happening in that one
Like in
set those 2 times.
like in 2 instances where she went to the grocery store and then like he went to the bathroom.
Yeah, but it's just like one screenshot.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence. I mean, it happens.
So it's like it's someone else chirping in her ear so that they can like align the times right. Like it's so that part I agree with OP. It's just so weird.
100%.
She just say like update message this girl saying, "Oh, that's weird because husband actually didn't have his phone on him the last few days since he dropped it." Her response was, "Oh, da da da. Okay, da da da. Welcome." But there's more. I just wanted to read that little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe the husband. If he was just like, "Oh, here's my phone," like the fact that he took her phone, looked at this and was like, "What the fuck," and then gave his phone to her, being like, "Oh, here, like have my phone. Like I have nothing to hide from you," and there was literally nothing that could like trace back to him like being on Tinder and whatever. Like I believe this guy.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing alarming about like his behavior, especially since it's OP says like he's surrendered his phone for most of the trip. So like I don't know how this is even possible other than those 2 times.
Like I said, probably just a coincidence.
Relevant comments. Have you ever thought your husband would cheat? If not, he seems to be going out of his way to make you comfortable, which shows that he is honest. Ignore the situation. These girls are working overtime to mess with you. Keep an eye peeled when you get home, but I'll bet that it's a bunch of nothing. OP says, "No, the only thing that totally throws me off is the times of the messages. Charlene has cheated on him back then, and I know it crushed him. Plus, he's gone out of his way to live with me 4 states away, not to mention plenty of other things he's done in our relationship. Definitely doesn't make sense that he would cheat. But, of course, I don't want to be naive. No spouse wants to believe that they are being cheated on." Another comment says, "I think his ex is a psycho trying to ruin his and your life, and the verification is easy to fake. You just verify an account, then change the pictures to whoever you want to fake." And then someone else says, "Actually, you have to take the live selfies to verify." And then someone replied to that, "Yes, but after that, you can change your photos freely. You don't have to verify every time you change your pictures." And then on to the actual update, which was posted only 4 days later from the original post. Any other comments before I get into it?
Got anything, Mac?
Nope.
So update. Just really quickly, my last post got capped because I didn't use a throwaway account. For some reason, I thought it didn't really matter if I used a throwaway or not, as I don't care if anyone tracks me, but Reddit capped it, so I thought I would use a throwaway account to update it. For what I can tell, this should be allowed, so here we go. So it's not too big of an update, but it's enough to definitely confirm my husband is totally innocent and bitches be crazy.
It just be crazy.
All right.
Bitches ain't shit and they ain't saying nothing. So a few days have gone by since that woman messaged me, and I was telling my sister-in-law about the whole thing as we were visiting them last night, and I showed her the messages from that crazy chick. Now, in my original, I mentioned how I've been getting follow requests on Instagram from girls I didn't know and in the town, and I just proceeded to ignore them. This is true, but I realized I got a detail mixed up. The woman who messaged me to my husband was wait, the woman who messaged me to say my husband was cheating had messaged me through Facebook, not Instagram. My bad. So, anyways, I showed my sister in law the Facebook message from that girl, and she asked who she is. Husband said he didn't recognize her name at all, but her face seems familiar, so he thinks it must be Charlene's bestie from college. He had only briefly met her once right before they split. Sister in law mentions how strange it is that the name is so generic and how there's absolutely nothing on her Facebook profile. Alarm bells are ringing. The name on the Facebook page was something like Sarah Smith, the most generic name out there. Brother in law goes to Charlene's Facebook and searches to see they, Sarah and Charlene, aren't friends on Facebook. We dig through this Sarah chick some more and to see there are no friends, no cover photo, no status, no birthday, nothing. It says the Facebook profile was created the day she messaged me.
It's a robot.
We think it's definitely Charlene behind that account. She specifically made it to reach out and message me, and I just never thought to view her profile at all. Someone in the Reddit comments before had mentioned to me maybe those girls on Instagram are trying to add me might be fake accounts made by Charlene or her friends. I thought there's no way she would go that far and just thought of nothing. But maybe they were right because it was about an hour after I denied the Instagram, followed by Sarah Smith messaged me on Facebook. So bitches do be crazy after all. I didn't think Charlene would ever take anything that far. Faking Tinder messages, okay, but also faking a Facebook profile? Yeah, y'all were right. I apologized to my husband for even feeling the slightest doubt for a second, and he said it was completely fine and he understands completely and doesn't blame me. And if I ever feel uncomfortable about anything, I'm free to ask for his phone or to talk to him. But seeing as in the amount of years we've been together, I never needed to go through his phone, and I don't think I'll need to start. Now, it's a good story for us to laugh about. Jokes on Charlene because that just ended up making us closer than before. Yeah, this husband, green flags for the husband. Like,
Yeah.
round of applause.
Love
And
to
the
see it.
TLDR literally says, husband is definitely innocent and ex-girlfriends can be crazy. Crazy. Who would have thought?
Never see it coming.
Yeah, like, so my theory was kind of right where I was like, does she create the Tinder profile? If this friend exists, were they kind of like coordinating with each other to like make the messages look real? The only thing I have to ask is how did she know that he was coming back into town?
Maybe she works at the airport.
I don't know because like her like even the brother-in-law like whose like photo of OP's husband she found doesn't really post that much, so it couldn't have been from him. So I'm just like, who would have told her that he was in town?
Maybe it's OP's husband's mother.
I would hope not.
It's entirely possible that they just seen it through someone else. Or they're just friends with someone.
Yeah, must be a small
Or,
town for the word to get around. Like, oh, did you hear that so and so's back in town?
or if she
Yeah.
do be crazy, she might be stalking the person. Cyber stalking.
Also a
Or normal
possibility.
stalking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that seems like a very sad possibility.
It happens often.
Sad but true. Where's the top comment? Top comment on the Best Writer update post. I have a suspicion that OOP's parents massively infatualized her after her. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, never mind. That was a different post.
But
Sorry, that's a comment for the next post I'm about to read. The top comment on this post was a story that doesn't end with. Turns out he has been cheating for 3 years and she's pregnant for a change. What a nice ending.
It's a good ending.
Yeah, like I said, this husband's great. Like he sounds really understanding and patient. And OP's right. This did bring the. It does seem like that this brought them closer together. So for them, I hope they're. This was posted in 2020, so I hope that they are living a nice and happy life and maybe have a few kids. Or if not, I hope they're traveling the world.
Something.
Something. But we're gonna flip the coin. We're gonna talk about a bad relationship now.
oh no.
Shit.
Yeah. This one was posted in mid-August of this year, and the title comes from relationship advice. It says, "My 32 female husband, 36 male, staged an intervention after I told him I wanted a divorce."
Damn.
I, 32 male, have been married to my husband, 36 male, for 6 years. It's my first serious relationship. I love him. He's funny, charming, and intelligent, and we share a lot. But he has always been a little hot-headed. Some context first. A few months ago, a situation at work went badly, and I fell into the burnout. I'm autistic, and the burnout has made my executive dysfunction much worse. I've been on sick leave ever since. I have very little energy. Even basic things leave me exhausted. I sleep a lot, socialize very little, and sometimes skip meals. I know it's bad, but I'm doing my best. My husband has been very frustrated that I'm not respecting his needs. We don't have sex, I don't cook every day, and the house isn't as tidy as he'd like it to be. Multiple times I didn't care of things while he was at work, so he yelled at me. Other Others, I made him ignore me for hours. I tried to explain that I was struggling too, like a lot, and he replied that I was using my situation and exaggerating my symptoms for attention. I'm shaking my head. I am shaking my head.
Some people.
I tried to push myself to meet his needs and keep up with the house, but every time I quickly got too tired, I had to stop. I tried to tell him, but said he didn't want to hear it because he has enough on his plate. I never know if I'm going to make him angry. I've been crying almost every day, and I don't know if it's the burnout or if it's because I can't be there for him. I felt like it would be better for the both of us if we took a break. He refused and said that as his wife, it was my legal duty to be there in sickness and in health. 2 weeks ago, I finally told him I wanted a divorce. He had a meltdown and yelled at me for hours, saying I was just confused because of my mental health. I'm sorry, is this the same person that said that you're exaggerating your dysfunctions because of your mental health?
Yeah.
Why do people say things and then double down and say the opposite when they realize they're gonna lose control?
You answered your own question.
It's baffling to me. It's like they say one thing and then they're like, wait, no, like it can't be this because like your mind's just clouded. No. No. You're just trying to grasp at straws now. Because you realize you're a dick.
That's right.
He apologized later and said I shouldn't act irrationally like that. I hesitated for a few days and told him I still wanted to leave, and he had another meltdown. Yesterday, I woke up and went downstairs to find my husband, his parents, and my parents all waiting for me. They said they were extremely worried and that they never get news except from my husband. He reported to them he was scared for me because I was isolating and harming myself. They told me it was okay to need help, that I needed stability. They said they were all here for me no matter what. I cried the entire time. I felt concerned Oh, no, not concerned. I felt cornered, humiliated, and defensive. I felt like that was not normal, but now I don't know what to think. After they left, he said he contacted my GP and psychologist to let them know how bad it is and booked me an appointment with a psychiatrist on my behalf. He said they all care about me and want to help me be myself. Part of me still wants to leave, but another part of me wonders if they're right. I still love him, but I'm definitely not at my most stable right now, and I am in a fog. To be honest, I feel really selfish and guilty about all of this, and I'm completely overwhelmed. Could you guys give me an outside perspective on this? Thanks a lot. This man gives me a headache.
Yeah. Not great.
It gives me the same vibe of, like, if she asked for couples therapy and he said no, and then she said, okay, I want a divorce then, and then he backtracks and goes, no, like, let's make this work, like, let's go to couples counseling, like, let's fight for our relationship. He's just doing anything so that he could keep having her under his little thumb.
Yep.
And it's almost, in situations like this, it kind of makes me think, do men or just partners in general that think they're entitled to everything of their partner, do they get off on belittling them, or do they just get off on them being so down that they're like, oh well, like, let me intensify that so that I can be the one to fix them, I can be the one to make everything better for them? Like, is this some sort of like thing that they get off of?
I don't expect to get off on it.
Not necessarily in like a sexual way, but just like, building up their ego or their sense of, like, entitlement in their head, where they feel like they're deserving of
Yeah, it's
their
that type of,
services,
yeah, that self-worth and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
I think it's more of like a controlling, like power trip kind of thing. Like, oh, they lost control of their situation. Got to find a way to get that control back.
Also that.
I think probably too, since she was in a bad state mentally, that he probably thought it was going to be easier for him to have that sort of power and control over her. But then he got frustrated because, like, oh, you're not meeting my needs. You're not cleaning. You're not cooking. You're not giving me sex. Okay, 1, you have a hand. Use it. 2, you have 2 hands. Boil some water and make some pasta. And 3, you're a full-bodied, abled adult that clearly has no mental health issues. Grab a rag and a bottle of cleaner. Clean the damn house.
I don't know if I'd go as far as say doesn't have mental health problems.
Probably doesn't believe in it.
Undiagnosed.
Probably doesn't believe in it.
Man's got problems.
He got problems. He got a lot of problems.
Just different problems.
So there's a bit of updates. I think there's 4 updates. Okay.
Damn.
There's a lot of updates to this story. We are
The
getting
voice.
to you today. Divorce. Divorce. Divorce.
Fingers crossed.
First update. I talked to my parents not long after the intervention to explain my perspective to them. They listened and said they were concerned, but asked me to wait and make sure I was not being oversensitive and that all marriages had ups and downs. Why do parents keep saying this shit? Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm getting really mad because I hear this line all the time on Reddit from parents when their kid is trying to get themselves out of a very toxic relationship, and they go, well, you just have to put it out. All marriages have its ups and downs. Yeah, it does, but not when it involves being emotionally, physically, financially abusing your partner or just belittling them to the point where they feel worthless.
It's because they think the only fucking thing in this world is the relationship.
Right. And Jared and I listened to this guy named Dusty Thunder, and he reads a lot of Reddit stories too. He has this saying where the reason why, like, family, especially parents, stay, stuff like that, is because they don't want the shit storm or the aftermath to come their way because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's your kid though. Wouldn't you want them to come to you if things go awry and like they need the love and support they couldn't get from their partner?
You would think.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. I'm seeing my past psychiatrist and my GP while waiting for the appointment with the psychiatrist my husband booked for me. My therapist recommended me to get away, even temporarily, or to set very firm boundaries. I annoyed my husband with that a few times, and he got angry and said I was being dramatic. There's the word. There's the word that every bad husband uses when their wife is trying to express her feelings.
Yeah.
Or that my therapist was not a marriage counselor and had no say. I mean, she kind of does. I contacted my parents and I asked if I could come and stay for a few weeks. They asked if my husband agreed. Why? Why? These parents are baffling me. They asked me if my husband agreed, and I said he didn't know, and they said maybe I should talk to him first. I'm hitting myself with the pillow. What the heck? I'm angry. I'm angry for her. Not long after, my husband called me and asked to stay home, and he came back and grabbed me and screamed and yelled at me, said I made him furious, disappointed, and
Shit.
very worried. He asked me how I could do that to him and why I went behind his back, and it was time I stopped playing the victim and that he did not recognize me anymore, and that everyone was worried about my state. He told me he thought we trusted each other, and I needed to improve before he had to take measures to help me. I just felt sorry about what I had did and for being too emotional again. I think I had another autistic meltdown, but I'm not sure. I don't remember everything. I apologize for I hate this next line. I apologize for my behavior and I tried to initiate sex with him, but he pushed me away. Honey, no. No.
Yeah, not good.
Does this one lead in divorce?
Oh my god, is this my public crash out? Because this story's gonna make me crash out.
It's a rough one.
Oh my gosh. So she apologized and then initiated sex with him. No! He's just getting what he wants!
Sadly.
I think he's okay now, but I know he's still hurt. I'm feeling guilty, horrible, and anxious. I can't stop pathetically crying. I don't know how to fix myself. Leave him. I wish that the appointment was sooner. How do I stop hurting him? Leave! Leave!
It's the one who grabbed you.
He grabbed you first! He yelled at you right in your face while he had his hands on you!
Yeah.
Leave! There's more updates. Yay! Update 2. I don't like what the first line says.
Oh, fantastic.
Update 2. He got better. He sincerely apologized and I tried to fix my state the best I could. We agreed some ground rules and minimum things I should do every day to keep intimacy alive. We agreed I could keep seeing my therapist, but I have to focus on only my issues, but it's hard because she keeps bringing my husband up. Gee, I wonder why. I've also had the first appointment with the psychiatrist, no assessments yet. I want answers, though. There were a few days where I made enough efforts and we had sweet and joyful moments together, but I still anger my husband often, and I think he's losing patience, and I feel terrible every day, and I want it to stop. I think about leaving him all the time instead of working it through. I had an episode where I apparently passed out, and he took care of me. He was sweet. I know he informed our
Knocked her
parents
out.
and friends, and they contacted me to say they were there for us. We had a lot of heartfelt conversations about what happened. He hugged me and kissed me and said he loved me, and it broke it to tears because I scared him, and he needed to be reassured. So we agreed on checking excuse me. So we agreed on checking on each other regularly throughout the day until we find a more permanent solution, but now I have panic attacks and I am scared to tell him. Honey, he is the reason for your panic attacks.
She's like being abused. It sounds physical too.
This is
She's just
abuse.
getting knocked
This
out.
is abusive.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind, guys.
It's okay. I'm sure it ends in a happy ending and a joyful marriage.
It's literally just one line. I read it. Update 3. I left. I can't talk yet. I'm exhausted, but I'm safe. Yay!
Woo.
Woohoo!
Yay! Okay,
Love to
last
see it.
update. Update 4. So, he found out about the panic attacks. He had the worst anger outburst he ever had. He lost control, and I thought I wouldn't make it. I hurt him during I had more panic attacks. He was horrified and later said it was clear I was too unstable and that we would look into committing me. I don't know. It's worded weirdly,
Throughout it in a panic.
but I don't blame her.
Asylum
It was
or
too
something
unstable
like
and
that.
that he would look into committing me. It felt wrong, but I kept deteriorating, and at some point I remember vividly thinking about all the things my therapist and the psychiatrist and people on Reddit said, and I recall getting physically sick and throwing up and panicked and got help. I can't say what and how, but it was insanely hard and stressful. I changed my mind and wanted to give up multiple times, but I pushed, and it took me all I had left, and I had to follow instructions like a child, but I did it. I didn't tell anyone. I have frequent nightmares, and I switch between intense emotional panic attacks and feeling disconnected from everything. But still, I felt like I was allowed for the first time in years. I'm exhausted from all those changes. The people who helped me are sweet and helpful, but I don't know if I can totally trust them. I feel alone and scared, and I miss home. There are days I want to go back, but they don't judge me, and they're never mad at me, and they never scream at me. It's weird, but I still feel horrible for putting my husband through this, and I'm sorry for what I did. I miss him, and I regret not breaking up with him like a normal person. In this case, honey, it's totally reasonable. But I also feel bad for ghosting my close ones and not updating them. Well, based on how they responded, I can't blame her for that either. I hope they can call. I hope they can. I hope they can all forgive me someday, and I am so sorry for not listening sooner. And then someone comments, I sincerely hope you're somewhere safe, away from him. Nothing in your story, the way you described it, sounded like more than burnout and depression until your husband exasperated your mental health, full gaslight movie style. Please stay safe and trust your gut.
Yeah.
So the comment that I was reading when I thought it was from the original post, it said, I have a suspicion that OOP's parents massively infatualized her after her autism diagnosis and treated her marriage much more like a transfer of custody than a relationship of equals.
That's
I can see
fucking
that.
nuts.
Yeah. Like her saying like, oh, I'm sorry for all the loved ones I've ghosted. I'm like, well, with how her parents responded, I can't blame her. They were
Fuck no.
basically saying you need to stay.
Yeah. That is no.
Not okay.
Not okay at all. Like if we had a child and they came up to us crying saying that their husband or their wife was doing this to them, I'd be like, when are they at work? Okay, that's when they're at work. Okay, we're gonna get your shit. We're gonna pack it all up while he's at work. Well, they're at work, and we're gonna make sure that you're just out of there. Like this will be the last day you ever see them. And if they try to come on our front doorstep, they better run. They better be running their best running shoes, otherwise they're screwed.
We got Obi.
Yeah. Obi,
Fucking
get him.
sausage.
He's ready to eat people. I've trained him well.
So this story is marked still ongoing, so this post might have more updates. The most recent update was just posted let's see, only a couple weeks ago, like on the 27th of October, so more
Oh, wow.
updates may come.
Something wicked this way comes.
Yeah. I was gonna lose my mind. I was gonna say, if this story ends and it says that she's back with her husband one more time, I'm actually gonna flip my laptop and just be like, okay, I'm done. End this episode right now.
It's
Understandable.
over. It's Dunskies. Get them out.
It's understandable.
Just make me so mad. All right, last one. I'll let you guys choose.
Woohoo!
So you can either choose between story 1, am I the asshole for telling my husband to not bring his sick ex to our house and not get personally involved in nursing? Or number 2, am I the asshole for saying I won't go to my friend's wedding after she dropped me as a maid of honor because of my looks?
You can take this one, Mac. I chose the first choice in the episode.
I'm gonna be honest, I only heard the second one. My brain blocked out the first one.
No worries. I can read this. So it's a choice between 2 stories. The first one is, am I the asshole for telling my husband to not bring his sick ex to our house and not get personal involved in nursing? And then story 2, am I the asshole for saying I won't go to my friend's wedding after she dropped me as a maid of honor because of my looks?
Let's go with the second one.
You want the second one? All right, let's do it. So title again, posted on AITAH, titled, am I the asshole for saying I won't go to my friend's wedding after she dropped me as her maid of honor because of my looks? Throwaway because I don't want anyone in my friend group to find this, obviously. Sophie and I, both 27, have been close friends since we were 4. We're not the speak every single day Laurel and Susan. Laurel and Susanna, for anyone that knows the summer I turned pretty. Type friends, but I genuinely considered her a sister and her parents like an aunt and uncle. Our families are really close. My whole family is invited to her wedding, as is my boyfriend's family. My boyfriend is Sophie's brother's best friend. That's how close we all are. So I wasn't really surprised when she asked me to be her maid of honor, and I think I've been a good one. Well, 2 weeks ago, Sophie, the other bridesmaids, and I went to try on bridesmaids' dresses. I thought we all had a good time and that it was a successful trip as we all found dresses. Apparently, not really though, because a couple days later, Sophie asked to meet with me. She asked that I step down from being a maid of honor. She said seeing me in the bridesmaid's dress made her realize she just didn't want me stealing focus from her and that she wouldn't feel good standing up there knowing everyone was probably comparing us.
Fucking what?
I was so hurt. I admit, I cried right there in the coffee shop. Partly because I never wanted her to think that anyone would be thinking anything other than that she was the most beautiful bride on her wedding day. And partly because I was just so excited to be up there with her. And she was kicking me out over something that I couldn't even control and wasn't really true. I said, fine, it's her wedding. If she didn't want me up there, I wouldn't be. But I wasn't going to come to the wedding as a guest when clearly my presence was going to be a burden to her. Sophie said that wasn't what she meant, and I asked her to explain. She then said she desperately wanted me there, so she was going to put aside her feelings, but she just wanted pictures at the altar to be with her looking the best and to have that moment with everyone looking at her up there. She also wanted me to tell everyone I dropped out because I was too busy. I said none of this felt fair and I wasn't going to lie for her. I was a good friend and did nothing wrong and she was being a brat, but that was her prerogative and I didn't want to play along. I told my boyfriend about this, who was pretty horrified, and agreed if I didn't want to go, I shouldn't, although he still is because he's friends with the groom. But mom and stepdad think I would be the asshole if I didn't go. My mom said it's also been obvious that Sophie was insecure. I never noticed this, and that she can understand where she's coming from. She said I've had the spotlight all of our lives. Again, I don't think this is true. Sophie is far more outgoing and well-liked than I have ever been. And even though it's pretty sad, maybe she does deserve to be a princess on her wedding day and shouldn't hate her for it. She says I'll regret missing the wedding over this. My stepdad says I should go because she's my oldest friend, and even if she's being unfair, sometimes you have to let people be irrational. What? I'm sorry, what? I really don't know now. Sophie and I have so many mutual friends. There's not a lot of people I can ask about this without getting back to her. So here I am. I feel like maybe I'm being a jerk having this blow up, but I don't see why I should even stay friends with someone who would exclude me from her wedding party over something superficial. And clearly, she's been sitting on these feelings for a long time. Not to mention, I already paid for her whole bachelorette party and the bridesmaid dress and contributed to most of her wedding jewelry. And now I just feel used. So, am I being petty and being an asshole by refusing to go to the wedding? Absolutely
I
not.
don't think so.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Fuck no.
Like her being like, well, I don't want you in the party because a picture. Well, if she's a guest too, you're also asking her to not take pictures as a guest. So
Yeah.
Opie did the right thing by just being like, okay, I won't go. Because at this point, if she doesn't go, then everyone's going to ask Sophie questions and be like, hey, let's give her a fake name. Where's Natalie? Like, hey, where's Natalie at? And she's either going to make up a lie or she's going to say the truth and everyone's going to judge her for it. Because even when in like Reddit wedding stories where they're trying to get like estranged family members to come, they do it so they can save face and have everything in the wedding look like everyone gets along and everything's peaceful. Even when it causes like there's so much more lore and drama and like saving face at a wedding, that is not the time to try to like fix your insecurities or to fix broken relationships that shouldn't even be repaired in the first place, or to try to reunite someone that they have all the reason to have gone no contact with. Like,
No, that's the entirety of that is stupid.
yeah,
Big Bridezilla.
big bridezilla, especially if she's paid for her bachelorette party
Yeah.
and like
Like-
all of her wedding jewelry. Like, come on.
Like, you can't come to that conclusion before all of that. It sounds like you're using them.
Yeah.
100%.
And like the parents, like the mom and the stepdad being all like, well, she's your longest friend, she should just put it out. No, because she's blatantly saying she doesn't want me in her wedding memories.
If one of your best friends told you they didn't want you as the bridesmaid because they were scared of you looking better than them, would you still go to the wedding?
No.
Yeah.
Welcome.
No. Like if my best friend, like she would never do this, but if like my best friend Morgan said like, hey, can you step down as my maid of honor? Because like I know like you're gonna do your own makeup, it's gonna look really good, but I want to be like the best looking one out there. Can you just sit this one out? I'd be like, you've got to be kidding me. Because like thinking of it from the perspective of OP, like one of the most exciting things I'm looking forward to is standing by like my sister and my best friend on their wedding day. Because like this day is all about them and the love that they're going to share with the person that they're going to marry. And the fact that Sophie is just kind of taking that away from her because of her own insecurities. She's blinded by insecurities and is throwing away a friendship that should be more valuable and should be worth like saving than the insecurities she might be having.
Yeah.
And if she's not in therapy for these insecurities, Sophie, you need to get things in check.
100%. Fucking insane situation.
So one of the relevant comments said, not the asshole. Her decision shows she's not actually your friend. Friends don't actually care if you're prettier than them. And honestly, I think your boyfriend sucks for still going. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, wait, if he's still going, but she's not, you're really okay with that? Like if someone said to you like, hey, I don't want to invite your girlfriend because she's actually because my soon-to-be wife thinks that she's prettier than her, so is it okay if she sits this one out but you still come, what would you say?
I'd be like, bruh, your wife is the one that's gonna be in the wedding dress. It shouldn't matter what anyone else looks like, but I wouldn't go to a wedding that you're not invited
Yeah,
to.
exactly. Like, you would not go because of principle of what someone said to your partner.
Yeah.
He should
100%.
stand by you. His friend's fiance disrespected you. He should see they are a unit and realize you two are a unit together. If one of them is hurt, it should hurt him. Anyone who tells you to swallow disrespect cares more about their peace. Ah, there's the word. There's the word I use. Cares about their peace than your own well-being. And Opie says, well, he said, should I also not go? And I was like, no, let's not become those people. It's not a boycott. If I didn't want him to go, he wouldn't. But if he didn't, then Sophie's brother would know why, and then it would become a whole big thing. Plus, then his sister, who is also my friend, would feel like she shouldn't go, and I just didn't want to start that domino effect, especially since I don't even know if I intend to tell anyone why I'm not going. Someone else says, not the asshole. That's because you have been used. What the fuck is wrong with your dad and your stepmom? Sophie hurt you so deeply, and they tell you to take one for the team. That is truly awful for them to expect you to do so. Also, your boyfriend is still going to be in the wedding because the groom is his best friend. So, in essence, he's saying that it's okay for the groom's fiance to devastate you as long as he still goes. And then it goes on, but OP responds, my boyfriend is going because his whole family is going, and I told him not to skip it on my account. Because if he also skips, then it'll become a big thing. And I don't want him to boycott in solidarity. I think it's childish. And then OP says to someone asking if she is professionally more successful than Sophie. And Opie says, no, not at all. I've inherited some savings and my boyfriend takes care of our household expenses, so I have more disposable income. But Sophie is far ahead of me professionally and is much more career minded. And then someone else says, wow, I wonder if your better financial situation is viewed by Sophie as an extension of something like your looks that you didn't have to work for. Although, of course, inherited money, relationship, financial support absolutely shouldn't be thought about in those terms. Your boyfriend is also Sophie's brother's best friend. Did you meet your boyfriend through Sophie's family? I wonder if she feels like your family and even her family are all in favor of you. Her mother, brother, aunt, cousin, groom, and the wedding was just another reminder. Opie says, I guess I kind of met him through her family. Her brother and my boyfriend did the same sport, and that's how they knew each other. My stepbrother also competed in the same sport, so I knew he was anyway, but they were in different categories. But yeah, I guess I got talking to him and stayed in orbit because of Sophie's brother, because they stayed friends all those years, so he was kind of around. Obviously, it's weird looking back on it now because you question how you remember things. I also felt like I was the annoying one, and not in a mean way, but we're the only two girls in the immediate family. She has a brother and I have all stepbrothers, and I was always the difficult one because I didn't like trying new things or just wasn't easygoing. The boys always thought I was a bit of a stick in the mud. And
Nuts.
I know. It's just, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
And, like, I get her side in a way where she's like, no, 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 like, you should still go because it's going to create a whole thing. It's going to cause a whole ripple effect if, like, I don't go and then he doesn't go and then, like, the sister is not going to go. It's going to cause a whole thing. Like, I understand it from that perspective. Like, I honestly do. But she should at least still stand her ground.
Yep.
So, the update.
Update. Wait, before the update, I think I wanted to say the boyfriend wanting to sit it out like in solidarity, even if she thinks that's stupid, she doesn't get to decide for him what he does. If he
That is
wants to
true.
do that to support his partner, that is also his choice.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
There we go. So, update. So, I don't know if anyone wanted an update, but the situation has somewhat concluded now, and I thought I would provide some closure. First, some digging was done by my boyfriend and myself, and we think we found the roots of the issue. A couple months ago, my boyfriend, Sophie's brother, the groom, and Sophie were out for drinks. I remember this night I had an event for another friend and I couldn't go. Over drinks, the groom apparently asked when my boyfriend was going to propose to me, and my boyfriend said probably sometime next year. Groom then made a comment to the effect of, "Why would you wait so long? She's perfect." I know where this is going. God damn it. I know where this is going. Now, according to both my boyfriend and Sophie's brother, Sophie was really mad about this because Groom waited several years to propose to her. She's been bringing it up to him regularly since. Obviously, we all assume he meant perfect for you. Well, yeah, not literally perfect, but Sophie appears to be taking it personally. The second thing is that my mother did a gentle probing, however you say it, and it turns out that at the bridesmaid fitting, Sophie's mom told Sophie that she would have chosen a dress that wasn't going to make me look better than her. I don't think she said it like that to Sophie. This is just how she related to my mom and draw attention. According to Sophie's mom, her aunt and cousin said the same thing, and I guess one of them ganged up on her about it. She also has been on Sophie about a pre-wedding diet. So it seems like these two things got blown out of proportion and ended up in Sophie's request that I not be maid of honor. I ended up deciding not to speak to Sophie about any of this. She's planning her wedding and she should enjoy this time. And I don't want to make this about me or our friendship. If I'm being really honest, I was kind of done with the friendship after the initial conversation. I wanted to know the reasons for my own peace of mind, but the truth is, nothing was going to change the fact that she took her feelings out on me, who only ever wanted to support her. None of these things came from me or had anything to do with me, but she chose to take a wrecking ball to our 20-year-long friendship rather than confront the people who actually upset her. I can't wrap my head around that. Not going to try going forward. That being said, I decided to go to the That being said, I decided to go to the wedding as my boyfriend's plus one, essentially, just for closure to end this entire mess. Now that I've calmed down, I really don't feel any particular way about going. I'll eat, drink, I'll clap. And Sophie will just be the wife of my boyfriend's friend from now on, I guess. I haven't told anyone why I'm not maid of honor anymore. I just said in the group chat that it was for personal reasons and everyone can speculate. Once the wedding is over, I'll tell our mutual friends the truth and they can do with that info what they will. Sophie has reached out since to talk, but I sent her a message telling her that I'll be at the wedding as a guest and that I hope she enjoys this time in her life and wishing her the best, and haven't been replying to anything else. It surprised me how quickly I've reached the numbers of just not caring anymore, but that's where I'm at. I genuinely wish her the best, but I just have zero interest in being a part of her life anymore. I just can't see her or anything about our friendship the same way. So that's that. I don't really know what else to include. If anyone else has anything else to ask that I've missed, feel free to ask. Thank you for those who commented. Poor OP.
Onto it.
So every influence in Sophie, every female influence in Sophie's life sucks. They got into her head.
Oh yeah.
So clearly they feel some way about OP. Like I said, I gave her fake name. So clearly they felt some way about OP, who I gave the fake name of Natalie. And they were just chirping all of this in her ear. And it got to her to where she wasn't thinking clearly and just said what she said out of like feeling like she was obligated to do it so that her female influence can just shut up. Without realizing that there were bigger consequences than just her not being your maid of honor anymore.
Some people.
I know. Someone like quoted what OP said about like Sophie's mom told Sophie that she should have chosen a dress that wouldn't make her look better than her. And the commenter said, and now we know where Sophie's insecurity stems from. Way to go.
Yeah.
And then someone else says, imagine your mom is saying shit like that to you about your longtime best friend, probably the same age as you, since you were 9. Sophie has probably been struggling with how nice OP is too versus the shit her mom has been saying about Sophie.
Fucking.
And then someone else said, why did commenters keep telling OP not to stir or start drama? Nothing she said indicated that what what she was doing was going to start that, unless I'm mistaken. No, like Sophie made her own bed. She has to lie in it now.
Yep.
That's right.
I hope it says it's an
100%.
ongoing post. I'm hoping if there's another update, we get more context from like from OP's brother, not OP's brother, OP's boyfriend's like best friend's perspective, because I wonder what he thinks about all of this.
You know that guy said something.
All he said was, "Why would you wait, dude? Like, she's perfect." And of course, anyone would think, like, any normal person would think, like, "Oh yeah, they're like perfect for you." Why would you take that comment so literally?
Some people just don't know how to get out of their own way.
Yeah.
I like playing those mental gymnastic games.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. But that's it. That's all we got, and those are all the stories I had for you.
What do you think, divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not gonna end well for them.
It's not going to end well for anybody in this situation.
That's unfortunate. Happens though.
It does.
Unfortunately.
It happens to the best of them.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
See, that's why I like Petty Revenge, just because it's like the dish best served cold, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, depending on, like, when the wedding is, because, like, that update was posted only a couple weeks ago. I wonder, like, maybe there's still time to call it off? I don't know, maybe? Get, like, half of your deposits back?
Run the
Like,
ceremony and then get the
Like, dude, it's
annulment.
never too late to call it off.
Hell, at this point, don't even fucking care about the fucking deposits. Just cancel it.
Just
Fuck
run,
'em.
run.
God.
Yeah,
such a
thanks for finding those
stupid
stories for
situation.
us.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. My throat's parched. But you guys are welcome. I'm always happy to read Reddit stories.
Yeah, you have fun with it. We have fun listening.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 sets.
Also, you definitely don't need to just come back for Reddit stories. You are welcome back for just nonsense.
I know. Like, I've been on a couple episodes where it was just us chilling and just goofing around, but
And play Minecraft with us, and then we can just talk about all the things you did in Minecraft.
I'm
That's
very
right.
slow still. I'm still novice in the Minecraft building department.
You'll get there.
I know.
Or you'll be like me and it won't be your autism game anymore and you just exist.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Lately when we've been playing Minecraft, it's not been, I don't know what to do anymore.
Gotta do something.
Like, I used to be able to just hop on and be like, I'm doing this specific thing. But 9 times out of 10, I'm sitting here like, I'm just on the game with you guys talking. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. You hit your is it 2-week period? Is that it?
I don't know if it's a 2-week period. It's just because day one, I really didn't have that desire to do anything. I just didn't know
Sheesh.
what. It could be the fact I'm tired of vanilla, even though it's been so long since we've played that vanilla is significantly different than what we used to do.
Sarah and her group of friends have a mod pack that's like a whole RPG server.
Oh, cool.
You like level up your skill tree and you choose what kind of role you want. Dual wield weapons.
Nuts.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the amount of times we've talked about doing mod packs. How many times did we say we're going to do a scary one?
12.
It's probably close. Genuinely,
Yes.
that's probably close.
Hell yeah. I'm a good guesser. Guessing good.
I mean, usually you are.
Does anyone have any final thoughts or anything on their mind they want to end off with?
The men on Reddit piss me off.
Valid.
except for that one with the ex reaching out saying her husband cheated. He was a good one. He was a good nugget.
Yeah. I just say
Good
people on
nugget.
Reddit are annoying as fuck.
That's true.
Reddit as a whole sucks.
Yeah.
Also true.
It's a rabbit hole that I have not been able to get out of.
But it also gives this shit we've been doing. Without that, we wouldn't be sitting here bullshitting.
Yep.
So it's not all bad. It's just not all good. That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Well, that's all we got. Thanks for coming on the podcast, hon.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you for always having me.
Of course. And thank you all that are watching for dining with us tonight as we discuss what was on our minds. I was your host, Jared, and they were your hosts, Mack
Yep. Bye.
and Haley.
See you guys next time.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Grab the wrong mouse.